This is Don Lucchie, and this is my story.
What's your story?
Gotcha. For the people who don't know, I'm like, tell them where you from.
Man, I'm from downtown, the 7 Mall, St. Bernard. I was born and raised in the project until I was like 10, bro. Till I was like 10, 11 years old, man. We moved to the West Bank, but I mean, niggas still was in the project all, what I'm saying, like every day, all day long. My mama played cards and shit. I used to go to McDonald 39, Lil Phillip. McDonald 39, they changed it to A. Alexander. I was in, shit, yeah, man. I'm from downtown, brother.
Gotcha. So growing up downtown for yourself, how it was for you?
Out the way, it was cool, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. My mom and them, just being real with you, man. My mom and them, they used to go get it. You feel me? It was grinding. So I ain't really even have a problem. Like, I mean, a lot of my cousins and people I come up with, you saw poverty, you saw problems and shit. But in my life, I ain't really experienced that shit. To my knowledge of even knowing, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mom and them was always breadwinners on some shit. So it wasn't even like I felt a struggle. I knew a struggle getting older, but like coming up, bro, I had a good life. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had a real good life, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no issues or none of that shit.
Gotcha. So, in New Orleans, most of us kind of like experience trauma. Like growing up, seeing stuff, and like I tell people, like you don't normally see a lot of this stuff in certain places. Like if we grew up in Kansas, like it's not known to know a person getting killed or something like that. But in New Orleans, we don't realize we suffer so much trauma that it's just like this year of New Orleans. This been the craziest year ever in my life in New Orleans. Like we had a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
Just today. I told you I was driving the street and all the lights just started cutting off. I thought the world was about to end.
I thought the world was going. No, listen, I guess I agree with you because that shit don't really faze me. Like, I mean, that's normal shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, motherfuckers dying, getting killed, having issues. Like, that just was normal shit. Like, that's.
But that's not normal though. It's normal to us.
Who you ask,
right? It's like it's normal to certain cities.
Yeah,
but it's not normal. It's like we could literally be in a club tonight with somebody, and they might get killed at the club. But we go to the same club the next week and party like nothing happened.
But you gotta understand though, But listen, so I feel like that type of shit, and even death, that come with the lifestyle that you live. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
But I'm just saying, just the other people. Sometimes that affects other people, and also like we celebrate that here. That's not normal either. Like, we just grew up that with our culture.
True.
Like, we second line and do certain things.
Yeah, like listen, we do celebrate the afterlife because, I mean, I guess it's supposed to be a better place. You feel me? It's better than what the fuck we going through here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I get it, and I understand the heritage and the history, the culture that we have on that. It's because you celebrating because they got out of the fucking maze. You feel me? Like, hopefully they off to a better place than what the fuck we living in. So, I mean, it's like, the death and murder, that shit just come with a certain lifestyle that you live. Like, I know white people and I know black people. I know black people talk about death and people business, and I know white people that talk about money and building a business. It's all about what you surround yourself by.
Correct.
You get accustomed to that. But you gotta understand, I got family members that's really like hitters. Like, I know people I come up with that's living that lifestyle. To where if a nigga call my phone and say he dead, it's like, damn.
But you know what he was into.
Because I miss my dog, but I understand. If he beefing with half of the fucking world, what you thought was
something gonna happen?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's just my mindset. And that might be, like you said, that might be a part of the trauma to where I have adapted to it and I have become accustomed to it. But I also got a lot of common sense to know that whatever the fuck you put out into this world is what you gonna get back.
Right. Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
So, for yourself, I'm like, what high school did you graduate from?
I graduated from West Jeff, bro. Actually, and I wasn't even supposed to graduate from West Jeff. The only reason I got into West Jeff is because Mac Main put me out for organized crime. Some shit I was doing back then in school or whatever. Some wild shit. But they had expelled me, so I couldn't even go to no school in Orleans Parish at all. They was trying to send me to an alternative school. But West Jeff took a chance on a nigga. So from 11th to 12th grade, I graduated from West Jeff.
Yeah, but did you see? I mean, did you see? Did you believe that?
Fucking right.
Yeah,
Listen, man. Niggas used to see this cripple ass nigga everywhere, man. Listen, we used to rip him all the time. But I think that's what made him cool as a motherfucker.
So like, I went to middle school in Marrero, and it was called like Marrero Middle, right? Mm-hmm. So every time you get an in-school suspension, you had to do in-school suspension at West Jeff. And we had to eat with DJ Jubilee in his classes, and it was the most craziest thing Nah, he ain't had no regular special ed kids. He had some.
Yeah, like he
had the ones that had helmets on.
Yeah, he had the ones.
I ain't never like. I'm like, man. One time a girl came in there while we eat. She slobbing into my face. I'm like, it was nothing I never experienced in my life. It was so bad because like, you know, I was always from like Marrero to the east. So when so the first time I left from West Jeff to actually go, I was gonna walk with my grandma in Marrero. I didn't even know how to walk under the tunnel. So I walked actually where the cars was at. People was blowing their horn at me. They had to get me. Like I didn't even.
You didn't know they had the little.
I didn't know. Yeah, so a man, and guess what? I'll tell you how life was back in the day. I jumped in the car with a random man. He brought me home. Anything could happen. Dude was like, man, you look crazy, right?
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't learn about that shit though until I started going to West Jeff. Real talk. Like a lot of my school and shit. I was always on the East Bank, bro. Like, I ain't never really, like, a lot of my school, the shit that I can remember, I was on the East Bank. I ain't really started developing myself until I made it to West Jeff. That's when I learned that. So, fuck.
A lot of people didn't know I actually stayed on the West Bank, but I always was on the East Bank. Like, I was so intrigued by Orleans Parish, but I never wanted to live in Orleans Parish.
Yeah, that's how that was.
I was intrigued. I'm like, man, I always liked New Orleans culture, but I know I didn't want to live in the city of New Orleans.
Listen, listen, I used to live, we still on the West Bank since I was like 11 or 12, bro. No lie. Every day. Once I started whipping, I'm in the city every day. Because that's where my cousins at.
So when I was 11 and 12, baby, my dad from Algiers, he brought a house in Woodmere. So, like, in my mind, I thought we was rich. Because, like, Woodmere looked like, it looked like English turned to back in the day. I didn't know, I thought it was great. So like when every time I go across the river, you know, it got shotgun houses. Like I didn't know.
Shit tore up.
Yeah, and it dropped me off in a project. It just was a whole different culture. But I was influenced because they had DJs. My mama playing cards back there. It just was.
But it was real life though. It's the same shit you do now. Like as an adult. Like you know what I'm saying?
I don't think the kids experienced.
No, they're not
the New Orleans that I experienced because I always tell people the best years of my life was the last years coming up actually to Hurricane Katrina. Because I graduated the year Katrina hit, and I don't think nobody had a chance to go to, like we used to go to teenage parties, then go to Key West. I don't think nobody had experience that.
You remember the Lower State building? I was talking to a nigga about that.
Like, I remember going party, at the Radisson, and I remember people having dope-ass Sweet 16 parties.
Listen, we used to go to the Lower State building. Man, we used to pop like the SpongeBob's, the Mickey Mouses and shit. Go to the Lower State buildings. We had the Nextels, like the I-88 and the 870 with the light. They had
but all that came out after Katrina. I'm talking about.
No, listen, I'm talking about that's after Katrina. I know that, but I'm saying like that was
the first. That
was good shit too.
It was the very first Nextels came out right for Katrina, like the silver and the black ones.
Listen, Listen, that's a good time too. Like after the hurricane, before the hurricane, I was a little boy, brother. I ain't gonna
when you graduated?
I graduated in 2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
05. That was, and I know it was so fun that I know people that actually went back to school and tried their luck again in another state. They graduated. Niggas say, you know what? I ain't making it in the NFL. I'm gonna try it one more time in Texas.
Look, I can't fuck with it. Like, listen, I during Hurricane Katrina, we went to Texas. That's the first time I actually saw all them niggas in one area like that. I'm talking about you got niggas from the 12 wall, niggas from the 8 wall. 9 wall niggas. You got niggas from the 3rd wall, all in the same complex. Niggas tore Houston apart, bro.
That was the first time I saw that New Orleans people can get along.
Yeah, because it was New Orleans versus Houston.
New Orleans versus everybody. It wasn't just every place they went to. It was against like Dallas, Baton Rouge, Atlanta, wherever they went. New Orleans people was like it didn't matter. You could have been from Kenner. You still from New Orleans. You from West Bank.
Fuck that Atlanta. That's Uptown the whole way through. I ain't even lying to you. Uptown, fuck that Atlanta. Houston got the rest of the city. Atlanta.
Actually, the person that actually tore Atlanta up and made ESPN is actually from the West Bank.
Yeah.
Slugger actually made ESPN. Yeah, Pac-Man Jones ratted on Slugger. He actually made ESPN. Damn. T.I. was rapping about Slugger.
Yeah.
You can search. You can Google search Slugger. He from Scottsdale and Harvey, right? Like right
Well, I
across.
got robbed there. Yeah, I know.
And you got robbed in Scottsdale.
Behind the DMV, nigga. Yeah.
Yeah, Scottsdale
Used to be in the
is.
street, boy.
Yeah, Scottsdale is. But Scottsdale was his own type of project. It wasn't labeled a project, but it was his own type of project.
Man, listen. The only time I ever been in Scottsdale was the time I got robbed. I'd never go back, nigga.
It was.
Never go back, bro.
And like a lot of you see, when I was young, I didn't know no better. So we kind of stayed in Algiers majority of my life. So I used to think going that way was more safer. Like going to Marora and Harvey, but it wasn't.
That's the jungle.
It wasn't.
That's the
It wasn't.
jungle.
It was never
The
safe.
closer you are to Oakwood Mall, the safer
Yeah,
you are.
it used to be like, yeah.
Like, that's how it is.
But I thought that, just like, I knew over here it was a different type of monster.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought like certain places I could go on the West Bank and it was sweet when I was young. But I went to every hood and it had people just like whatever everywhere.
I don't know, dog. Like I said,
Wherever they got section they at, they got some niggas at.
yeah, wherever they got section,
They got some niggas at,
But
bro.
I'm one of them niggas. I really stayed of my own kind, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Every time I venture out and I'm with some motherfuckers I ain't supposed to be with,
Shit bad happening.
shit tend to end up happening. You hear me? So I kind of like stick to my own kind, bro. I don't even like listen. I don't fuck around in no parts of the city. I don't fuck where I'm at. I just don't fuck around. I stick to my own kind. For real.
So, I'm gonna say this when but the first time, I wanna say but when was the first time that you realized like, man, but I'm doing something on social media and people actually fucking with it?
Recently. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. The first time I actually had. Damn, that's crazy that you asked me that. Because I recently, for real, just realized that I was doing something because social media started putting me in front of people that I idolize. Social media started putting me around, the motherfuckers that people talk about. You feel what I'm saying? It's kind of like, all right, well, maybe I am doing something. You feel me? At one point in time, I thought it was just a joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? They could be at work, smoking. You feel me? Chilling, bored, ain't got nobody to talk to that motherfucking phone. I ain't really started realizing what I was doing till recent, bro. No cap. Maybe for like the past 3-4 weeks. It's starting to hit home like, oh, you doing something, you got people attention. You feel what I'm saying? Like, fuck, at first I just thought it was, just me josing on some shit, just on some regular shit. You know what I'm saying? Just kicking shit. But now, yeah, I see it's going somewhere, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just learned that shit, bro. No cap.
So for the people who don't know, I'm like, tell them actually, I'm like, what do you do?
As far as
You can bring the mic to you, that.
Oh yeah.
You can lean back and bring it to you.
Yeah, like you mean like as far as like
social media wise.
Social media, man. I point out why motherfuckers lack common sense. People be calling it comedy, but I probably just say the shit that a motherfucker won't tell you. You know what I'm saying? Should tell you, but ain't telling you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'ma definitely zoom in on where you should have used your fucking common sense at in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I basically call, I call a fucking spade a spade. You feel me? In a world full of motherfuckers where they won't be fake at, it's like I at least won't be the motherfucker to tell you the truth on some shit. Like I don't want, I don't want to lie to you.
So like, how did you come up with the beginning part, like the eerie, and how you felt like
No
what you was
cap.
drinking or something?
Smoking that gas. Listen, I was watching. Man, you ever saw The Black Knight with Martin Lawrence? Mm-hmm. When they reading the proclamation to Martin Lawrence, the dude on the horse go, hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Right? And it was like, all right, bet. I like that. And that was just, it's just something that I remember. And so I always say that, like, right before I tell a nigga about themselves, it's going to be a hear ye, hear ye. Like, I need your attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to understand on what the fuck this motherfucker did that was so, that was so foolish. You know what I'm saying? Like it just gravitates, it catches your attention. Like it's something that stick. That's just like the Good Morning Hoes. I don't even know where that came from. To be honest, I thought I was just talking to hoes. like listen, I follow a bunch of women, so fuck, I'm talking to hoes. So Good Morning Hoes, like, and it's just something that stick, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like it ain't something that I mastermind. I ain't pick that. It just happened for me, partner. I ain't gonna lie. Some shit that just happened.
Yeah, just so like, what is the craziest thing that you heard about yourself on social media that you wanna kind of like address with the people that's watching right now?
There's a lot of shit, but the one thing that I do, I mean, I don't really feel like I need to address any of it. But the one thing that I do that probably be pissing a nigga off the most is like when they call you gay for your perception of your persona, and it's like you call a guy that you say has a weaker voice, or he might talk with a lisp, or he might use the excessiveness of the word bitch. You feel like he a punk, but then they got so many women we hear about. Or you laid up with a killer or a murderer type nigga. Gave you AIDS or some shit. He fucking Paul boys or this, that, and the third. And it's like, because of how I speak or how I present the material, what catches your attention allows you to pre-assume my sexual preference. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the only thing that really be bothering me about that. As far as anything else, I don't really have an issue with that shit, bro. Because hecklers gonna be hecklers, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, people that support you, they're gonna be people that support you. But the only thing I could probably say that I really have a problem with is when they try to go like they go to play with your sexuality and shit, like your manhood or something. You know what I'm saying? Like if you sitting out here fucking with these boys or fucking with punks or some shit, like, man, you'll never catch me on that type of scene. Like, just because I deliver it to you that way, it does not mean that that's what the fuck I choose to do in life.
So, like with that being said, do you feel like social media is one like gift and a curse?
No, I
because like it can help you become something, but also you got to worry about people like judging you or feeling a certain way about you just off the I can't really explain it.
I don't feel like it's a gift and a curse because listen, whether you believe it or not, a motherfucker judging you when we sitting in front of you and you ain't got no platform. A motherfucker judging you off your actions and your moves throughout your life. I can't be concerned about how you feel about me. Because if I be concerned about how the fuck you feel about me, then what I'm doing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta keep doing what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I gotta keep doing what I'm doing. So no, I ain't never really look at it like a gift and a curse. To me, it's a blessing. Just because that was something that I coped with after, like I told you, like I got robbed and shit. At that point, being naive to the streets and all that shit, you ain't really know who to trust. So fuck, I was depending on the comments as dialogue, as my daily talking to people. I don't fuck with people now, to this day. My biggest fear is people.
So bringing it back to that day, do you want to kind of explain what happened? What it would actually happen? Like, how you got robbed and like how you really felt after.
Niggas was hating. They had a little Facebook group going around called Nola Jose or some shit like that. It was back on Facebook. Niggas used to make their own groups and shit, used to juice. They had two people, I can't think of the nigga name. But anyway, it was two people that created a group, a little Joe's group. And within that group, it became like its own little world. Other people was throwing parties and shit, doing this thing and the other. I used to hustle though. I used to sell weed. Like, that was the hustle. They had this little female that we was dealing with, or that I was dealing with, which was like my best friend, but I really wanted her though, you feel me? And like niggas was just mad at me and her. Like niggas was just hating on the situation with me and her. Niggas was just hating on us. And so I always did music too. Like I was always rapping on the low. That was just a part-time shit. And so what happened was, with that little popularity that I evolved in that group, I had made a song describing what the fuck was going on in that group. And so in retaliation to me, might have dissing them niggas, or them niggas feeling played or disrespected, niggas set me up. I was supposed to go sell a half a P to a nigga. Which I was green, naive to that shit, because a homie only copped like 7s and 14s and shit. So you come from 7 and 14 to a half a P, I should have been way wiser than that. But at the same time, I was going through a struggle, hungry for money or some shit, taking the first thing that, taking the first thing that come. And nigga called me, like, yeah, I need a half a P. Nigga was in the middle of a hurricane. Actually, one of them light ones though, like where a lot of people stayed. You just had to be indoors and some shit. So I'm outside in the hurricane moving around trying to get this bread. I had to call my little homie. He said he was gonna front the shit to me. Boom. I'm good to go. I hit dude up. Meet me right here, such and such, such and such. At the time, I was so happy to sell a half a P because you're only selling 7s and halves, or maybe an ounce of some shit. You feel me? Like you first got your first little half a P sale or some shit. You did? Like, man, like I'm about to go get this. So I'm on the phone talking to my bitch. So when I pull up to the spot, a nigga like, my baby in the house, but I got the window down, it's storming raining. Like, man, the baby in the house, you know I don't want. Cool, I got you, brother. I'm going to come in. When I first made it in to the hallway, he's standing on my right side. When I make the bend, he pushed me against the wall. I got the hammer on me. I'm reaching for it. And I look up. A nigga got like a SK, I think. Maybe it was a cutter. It was something. It wasn't no pistol. You understand what I'm saying? Nigga holding something. Yeah. Like, lay it down. All right, brother, you take that. I ain't even doing no tripping. You feel me? But we still tussling for the hammer, though. That's when the nigga with the gun hit me with the rifle. Boom, he hit me with the rifle. I fall. Nigga standing over me. Nigga strip me. Nigga take my chain. This like my second one of my grandpa, you hear me? Nigga took the chain. I had on my white business shirt, like my exquisite shit. Fuck, I was fresh in business too. Nigga stripped me ass naked. But leave me right there. Nigga stood right there. Another nigga went in the car. They was in a green Infinity when this shit happened. Nigga went through my truck. I had a Dodge at the time. Nigga went through my truck, took both of my phones. Nigga took like $300 out the car. But the niggas was in such a rush, I guess. They left the coach bag on the back seat that had the other half of the P. And the $1,300, $1,400 I'm supposed to get my partner from front. You know what I'm saying? So you know, nigga was trying to prove a point. But then they went on social media and bragged about it, told about it. Nigga fell play. You feel what I'm saying? Nigga still fell play to this day. But I mean, fuck. I just altered my ways. You know what I'm saying? I move different now.
So did it like get you to a point like, you know what? Cause like, you know, like a lot of people don't admit to getting robbed.
Niggas
like,
pushing.
Like
niggas
people don't admit to
niggas
don't admit to certain situations happen with them. But like, you know, I had a conversation with somebody that even the realest shit. Thinking like, man, you only got a few choices after that happen. It's gonna change your life, or you gonna move different, or you ain't gonna even put yourself in that position again. It's like it's a few things that can happen after that happen. You know, like but the street way, you wanna knock somebody off.
Yeah, no.
But everybody not ready for the consequences that come with all that. It's a lot of consequences that come with if you kill somebody, you can go to jail. You got to worry about who they can to. It's just all kinds of stuff that come with that type of thing, and it like everybody don't want to admit to like, you know what? But I let that shit go. It was just for me to live and just for me to like have my peace and move a different way. Cause like everybody don't want to. Everybody not built to go kill somebody and go straight to jail.
Publicist is for like that question is what publicist is for. I can answer it, and I'm gonna answer it as if I had a publicist. I was back making money the next week. I run into my oppositions all the time. I just save every dollar. You know what I'm saying? I just save every dollar and I move different. You feel me?
Right. I was speaking on more of a positive note because like a lot of people been through these things and a lot of people didn't retaliate or try to do nothing.
Listen, I don't mean to
so I'm just speaking on,
Ain't nothing positive about being robbed.
No, I'm saying.
Ain't nothing positive
I ain't saying. I'm not saying it's positive to be robbed.
Ain't nothing positive about nothing that happens after that. Because you got, like, listen, as a men,
right?
We just, like, listen, we men. Like, we could crack jokes every day of my life, but I'm a man. I can't allow you to be walking around saying you did me something I ain't did you nothing.
Right.
That don't even look good in my that don't even look good.
Right, but I allow you. Just I guess me from being really like outside and being around the streets, I know a lot of people that happened to and nobody ain't do nothing. Like they didn't do anything, and also sometimes, but the time didn't present it. Like people end up going to jail. The person who did it probably got killed in another way. Like people ain't always
shit like that happen.
Yeah, it's like it's so much shit that can happen that you ain't have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
So I'm saying in general. So it's like you have to put some type of thing in your mind, like it is what it is. It happened to me. I ain't gonna let it happen to me again. It's just anything can happen with it. I'm speaking on the positive because I'm not because it's like everything. I ain't gonna lie, everything that even happened to me in life. Like even if a nigga upped on me, I'm like, you know what? He ain't get me. I ain't like I know some street gangsters right now.
Yeah.
That niggas had ups on him. Nigga like, man, he spared me, so I gotta, I owe him one. That's what I'm saying. In general, like, so it's like, I just get on niggas going in there. Everybody want to be tough and don't tell about those stories.
But if a nigga rob you, and a nigga take something from you,
right?
You ain't gonna never find peace.
Right. But I ain't gonna say you never find peace. I mean, like,
no, listen, I'm telling you some real shit. You ain't gonna never find peace if you get your lick back. It ain't. Listen, as a victim, my nigga.
But that's what I'm saying in general. It's so many people have never got their lick back.
I feel bad for them.
Right. So it's like you gotta,
They don't have peace. They don't have a reason to smile. Because they know for a fact they got a nigga out here that took something from them.
And you ain't do nothing about it.
And every time you see that nigga didn't instill fear in you. Basically.
Until you do something. Right.
I'll be by myself.
I ain't lie, you just, in general, sometimes time reveals itself. I always say that.
No, listen, time always reveals itself. And a lot of times that's what you got to do, too, is you got to wait on time. Because you can't.
You get to be tricked out here.
Motherfuckers, like, listen, if you going to do that and you going to play that type of game, and you got to have that type of mentality to understand longevity in this game.
And when I mean, because, I'm not saying the person pussy because you got robbed and they do the person. Like, everybody. No,
that don't mean you pussy.
That's what I'm saying. So, like you go run up on a person. If you ain't never really did that, you don't know what you're going to do when it's time to go there. You don't know what that person does.
But listen.
Right.
There's a million ways to skin a cat.
Right. You're right. I'm just saying in general, but it's like the automatic thought is, I got to go do it myself. That's the first thing when it happens to a person. That's what happens.
I don't think it's the automatic thought for a motherfucker that's not living like that. Just being honest with you.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Me growing up in New Orleans, I think people that's not living like that have some type of sense in the back of their mind to live like that if certain situations happen to them. I know people that was good, straight, cool boys and got shot by accident and turned
but
up.
You
so it's like
a bet for so long,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm saying like you ain't got to poke a bet. You can poke a bet one time. I seen them poke a bet one time and they turned more gangster than niggas that was gangster. So it's like I don't underestimate no one from here. And I can say just here. I'm saying everywhere, but like I can only speak on what I've grown around. Like I saw people that wasn't on that type of time at all. Athlete niggas. Straight, I'm locked in on school, came and turned to a whole different thing when certain situation presented itself. Right. So that's why I say, like, I think everybody has a chance to be in that, but it's just, and that's also what I bring back to earlier. I'm speaking on the trauma. Decisions. In trauma. Mm-hmm. It's like you had trauma when somebody robbed you.
Still got trauma to this day. That shit don't change. Like, listen, even if the people that robbed me were living or dead or whatever the case may be, I would still have that trauma. Because right now, to this moment, I still don't trust a nigga. Right. I still don't believe that a motherfucker got my best interest at heart. I still don't believe that friend shit. To this day, ain't no such thing as a friend, brother. Ain't no such thing as a friend. Everybody got an alternative motive. Everybody gonna turn on you at some point in time if it's in them to turn on you. The only motherfuckers that ain't gonna turn on you, for motherfuckers like us, well, not me. I'm blessed to still have mama and my daddy. A lot of motherfuckers don't have mama and daddy. And that's the only motherfuckers I can tell you that's not gonna turn on you. They even got bad problems to where they got people who got horrible mamas and daddies. They ain't got no fucking body. Yeah. It ain't no such thing.
A lot of people got that.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't no such thing as a friend out this motherfucker. Because everybody out for self. Everybody gotta get them. And you don't know what a nigga gonna do if he feel played. It is what it is. You just gotta be prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of trauma that I got still too. I don't fuck with people. I think I'd be further away if I didn't have that trauma. I think I'd be way more where the fuck I'm supposed to be at if I would extended a hand and learned how to network or, didn't have that fear of motherfucker telling me a lie, trying to bring harm to me. You feel what I'm saying? So it does do you a lot. But like I said, as men, as we are, you can't have a motherfucker do you something and think you gonna have peace and that motherfucker still walking around. You ain't do nothing. You ain't fight. Bitch, you ain't throw a rock or nothing. You ain't do nothing. You ain't throw your shoe at him or nothing. How you gonna have peace? Because every time you see that man, you gonna see what the fuck he did you. You gonna think about what he did you. You ain't got no peace until you gotta retaliate. And I hate to be that nigga to say something so unpositive, but I'm just telling you the real. I can't never hide the real, bro. You gotta do something. Because you gonna always live with that trauma. Never I'm not God.
Right.
There's no such thing as
but God forgives and I don't.
No, listen, it's not even on no shit like that. I'm not God. In order for me to forgive you means that I still treat you the same as if you didn't do it.
Right.
So how can I'm not a person that believe in forgiveness. Fuck a forget. I don't believe in forgiving because even if I'm not a gangster, which I'm not. I ain't no gangster. I ain't got no bodies, none of that shit. But if you did me something, nigga, you did me something. I don't forgive you for doing that. That ain't cool that you did that shit. I might not want to do you nothing.
Right.
How the fuck I'ma forgive you though? You ain't my child to where like, I'ma still kick it with you the same way.
Right. It's kind of like, like even when like, the parents that go to the court and tell a person who killed their children, like, I forgive you. So I'm like, I don't really know what these people going through and how they feel.
I think that only time that a motherfucker, a parent can go to a courtroom and say, I forgive you for killing my child is because that person is of higher thinking, which means that I knew what my child was doing and I'm aware of the consequences that my child would have and probably did receive for the things that he was doing. I forgive you for that because I am coming to terms with the rules of the game, right, the outcome of the rules of the game, and I'm understanding that my child was a player. And I don't want you yourself as a black man, white man, whatever color you are, to surrender yourself to this game as well. Right. But do I truly forgive you for that? Fuck no. Because tomorrow I'm going to feel that same hurt. Right. 10 years from now I'm going to feel that same hurt.
You're not going to lose that hurt.
How the fuck I'm going to forgive you? That's not my job to forgive you, bro. I don't give a fuck if God forgive you or not. I know I don't. It is what the fuck it is.
Everyone has an opinion to feel how they feel.
Yeah, everybody got an opinion.
But I was just trying to figure out, like, when people say that, like, I couldn't, like, I don't even like my brother, but I can't see me just telling the person, I forgive you for killing my brother.
Nah, I ain't never forgave a soul for none of they. Like, listen, I ain't never forgave a soul for none of they ever did to me. Yeah. I don't harp on it and I don't carry it around. But understand something, that you did something that wasn't in my best interest. Right. You did something that if I would have failed for it or if I would have lost my life to it, the blessings that I'm receiving today, I wouldn't have. Right.
Yeah, but you try to strip me from there.
Exactly. So I could never forgive you for it. I might have moved different and moved away from you. But don't think you could come back down the line 10 years later and we're going to be buddy-buddy. Nah, right. My nigga, you still did something to me. I still feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish no harm upon you. I ain't trying to harm you or take your life from you. But I understand that you try to do that to me. Right. I don't forgive you for nothing.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm
I get how you feel.
Yeah, like, listen, I can never forgive it. And, like, listen, for the people that do forgive motherfuckers, more power to you. I ain't got that much power.
Right.
I ain't got that much power with me, dog.
So, like, for just social media, we're going to jump back into this, like, know, like, what's next for you, like, what your plan is with this?
I want to do a podcast. I also want to do, I apologize. I want to do more stand-ups. I want to do my own stand-ups. Because the things that I say on social media, I think they need to be heard out loud. Like, I feel like as I watch myself grow and I watch myself develop, I see that the shit that I say, more people gravitate to what I'm saying. I guess, I don't know how no other person is living, but when I'm outside, I hear motherfuckers say, oh, you so funny, you're realistic, you're telling the truth, you're this, that, and the third. I want to do more of that, and I want to get a light shined on that shit more. So I want to do a podcast to interview the people that I have talked about, how they normal reaction was, or what happened, if somebody told them what I said. If they, I just want people to start being more factual with each other. I want people to be more real with each other. So the next thing for me on social media is a podcast. After that podcast, I want to start bringing that shit to real life. I don't want it to always be on social media, bro. That's just not the avenue for me. Like, I can't keep picking up that phone, dog. I ain't even lying. That shit that's starting to bother me too. For real. Picking up the phone every day. You got to keep yourself relevant. So it's like, I want to do something in real life with that. So podcast for sure. That's definitely the like next week type shit. I'm doing that next week.
Gotcha. And also last but not least, tell the world. I'm like, what can they find you at on social media? And everywhere else.
Man, social media, Don Lucchie Lou is everywhere. That's my TikTok. That's my Instagram. And my Facebook is my real name, Perry Alexis. Listen, I'm there. Also, I do transportation. I own a transportation company, Exquisite Diamond. We're number 2 in Louisiana. That's something I'm real proud of, bro. Me and my pa do that. That's me and my pop's business. You can also find me at my uniform store. I'm on the West Bank, Burma Highway. I'm not just be kicking shit, but that is my operation as well. Family business. We also own a Robinson Family Funeral Home in Belle Chase, Louisiana. And hopefully we're going to get Perry and Son towing back up rolling where we get our tugboats back on that water, man. We took a break for about 7 years from when my grandpa passed away, but all this shit is what you could Google. You could search it and then searching it and pull up. You're going to see my face. You're going to see my name. You're going to see my credentials, everything.